So we want to bring in now Senator Bill Nelson, who, of course, is senator in that state of Florida. Senator, really good to have you on such an important morning to get your perspective. I mean, you were just hearing there from our meteorologist, Rick Reichmuth. I mean, this is a difficult life or death decision for a lot of people. I'm thinking about my own grandma who lives in Tampa, who is on oxygen. And for some of them, just evacuating, jumping on a plane is not possible for them to do. What is going through your mind as you're waking up this morning?
Remember that just 2 days ago, we thought this was going to be an East Coast of Florida storm.
Right.
And now it's going to be a West Coast storm. As a matter of fact, what they say in a crash landing in an aircraft, brace for impact, the West Coast of Florida should brace for impact. This thing has had a westward drift. If it drifts a little more to the west, and it is fueled by the warm water of the Gulf of Mexico as it goes up the peninsula, just as your weather forecaster said, it's going to drive that water up into the bay, Charlotte Harbor, Tampa Bay. This could be Tampa Bay's worst nightmare. And all of that wind pushing that wall of water, if the eye gets out over the Gulf of Mexico, that is the worst scenario. By the way, we can't say enough thank you to the weather forecasters.
Right.
The National Hurricane Center, the National Weather Service, NOAA, with all the satellites that they've put up, that are the plane, the G4 that's flying above the hurricane last night. All of these are giving us much more precise measurement, directions, and wind speed.
Senator Nelson, well said there. I want to ask you a question specifically about the federal response. What have you been told so far about the lead up to Irma in terms of the resources you're getting and then after Irma hits?
Well, FEMA is stretched. They've had to pull people out of Texas. They've pre-positioned supplies. But you remember that FEMA was going to run out of money yesterday
right.
if we didn't 2 days ago do that emergency funding. And thank goodness it's $15 billion, half of it to FEMA, half of it to local governments for emergency response. Thank goodness. But that's only going to last a month. We're going to, in the middle of October, we're going to have to do another supplemental emergency appropriations.
Senator, you talked about the forecasts and how important they are, which is absolutely correct. But based on those initial forecasts, as you said, it was the east coast of Florida that everyone was anticipating, maybe more of a hurricane wind event on the west side. Now it looks more like a water event on the west side. The fear are those storm surges. What's your advice, and how has your advice changed to residents on the west side? Hunker down, move over to the east side? What's the latest on that?
Well, I think people were lulled into a false sense of security since the tracks for days have had it going up the east coast of the United States. And I'll tell you, if I were sitting in Fort Myers right now, you've got another 12 hours. If you're on the beach with this thing drifting westward as it is, I would start moving. But don't take my advice. Listen to local law enforcement. Law enforcement will know best what to do to get you to the safest place.
Right.
All right, Senator Bill Nelson, really great to have you on. Our thoughts and prayers are with you and everyone in Florida, everyone in the storm's wrath. Thank you so much for being with us.
Appreciate it.